How to use Press Permit and the Post Forking plugin to regulate the moderated editing of published content. This requires the Press Permit Core plugin and also the PP Collaborative Editing Pack extension plugin. I've also left the PP Custom Post Statuses extension active for consistency with other videos. These extension plugins are part of the Press Permit Pro package. On this sample library site, book, website, and music reviews have been taken through a multi-step moderation process and finally published. These reviews were published with a custom privacy status of library member, which restricts their visibility. Press Permit is configured to grant read access to members of the WordPress library member role. However, if we log in as an original contributor of one of these reviews, you can see that this user's published reviews are no longer accessible to him on the WordPress backend. In this example, Library Management has decided to use the Post Forking plugin to enable the original contributor of now published reviews to submit changes to those reviews. The changes will be reviewed by an editor prior to publication. Let's activate the Post Forking plugin. After activation, contributors will immediately be able to submit forks to their published posts, even without any further configuration. But since we have some non-administrators who should be able to edit those forks and merge them back into the published revision, we'll need to give those users the required capabilities for the fork post type. The first step is to enable the fork type for Press Permit filtering. On the Permissions menu, click Settings. Go to the Core tab, check the Forks checkbox, and save changes. The users who are able to publish reviews are members of the WordPress Library Management role. You can access that role group through the Permissions menu and Groups. Filter the list down to WordPress Roles and click to edit the Library Management role group. Library managers already have the supplemental roles of Local News Editor and Review Editor. Let's also make them Fork Editor. Select the fork type, and also on the Add Supplemental Roles tab, select the Editor role. Check Standard Statuses and add the role. Don't forget to save. Now let's log in as a review contributor to try this out. This is the same review contributor we logged in as before, and he now has his published reviews listed here in the WordPress backend. You can see that they're not editable, but he can fork them. The user can submit this requested change to the published post by clicking the Merge button. Back in the Forks listing, you can see that this entry was saved as a pending fork. Now let's log in as a library manager to review and approve the fork. One of Press Permit's contributions is to include a pending fork count and link in the editor's dashboard. If the editor approves of the changes, they click the Merge button. Since this user had the capabilities required to edit and publish the fork, the merge request was applied to the published post. Now I'd like to demonstrate how Press Permit can fine-tune forking permissions. The Library Management has decided that published music and website reviews should be subject to changes by the original contributor, but that book reviews should not. Let's go to the Permissions Groups listing to apply this limitation. In this case, the limitation should be applied for all users. Filter the list down to WP Role, scroll down, and click on the Authenticated metagroup. Supplemental roles and exceptions stored to this group will be applied to any user who is logged in. Click on the Add Exceptions tab, select a post type of review, and a post operation of fork. In the Adjustment drop-down, select Not These, and Selected Media Types. Media type is a custom taxonomy associated with the review post type. I'd like to prevent book reviews from being forked. Since the book term is not shown in the Most Used tab, click on View All and select Book. Then click Add Exceptions and Save. Now let's log in as that same review contributor. Only his website review is listed. The book review is no longer forkable. The post-forking plugin is still in its infancy, but barring insurmountable conflicts, you can expect ongoing press permit integration as both plugins develop.